Council, can we make sure all your mics are green if they are not already? Members of public, when that clock hits 30, we'll go ahead and get started.
What you want to do, you know?
Well, if it was ours, I'd say set it on fire and we'll collect the insurance.
It's not ours. You got things on loan, you know?
All right, IC 30, let's go ahead and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to those that are either here in person or watching online. And Katie, I would love if we could start with roll.
Schumate.
Here.
Cox.
Here.
Cosmore. Here. McNabb.
Here.
Mulnar.
Here.
Valentine.
Here.
Wood. Here.
We have a full house this evening. Our attorney just stepped out to use the restroom and will be back momentarily. So there's no absent members to excuse. I'd like to turn your attention to the agenda in front of you, both members of public and council. We do have one revision proposal to the agenda, and that is related to item A in our communications. Vince, did you want to speak to that?
Last week I had sent to the city council a notice of termination of my consulting agreement as, with, as a city administrator consultant, indicated that I was going to accept a position with another community as their interim, and then over the weekend and some family issues, I've decided I couldn't provide them the amount of time that should be dedicated to that, and then let them know this morning that I withdrew from that. So I'm certainly willing to stay on in the capacity in the agreement with council's blessing. So I know it was in there as a communication item, but I don't know if there's a need for any action or not, but clearly just had a change of circumstances to, withdraw from that offer that I had, so.
Well, I just want to say I'm glad you're prioritizing your family and the flexibility you will have in not being fully committed to the Troy opportunity, albeit it seemed like an exciting one. And I am ecstatic about the opportunity to have you continue in this consultant capacity. I know your agreement is through the end of 2024, December 31st. Council, since the notice of termination from Vince has not been received and filed, procedurally, I would ask if you support Vince staying in the consulting capacity, that we just advise the, I would say, adjustment to the agenda to remove item A under communications. So I'd be looking for a council motion to remove item A, which would effectively not have it received and filed, which would effectively revert you back to your existing employment contract with us as a part-time consultant.
Motion to remove item A from the communications.
There's a motion by Valentine. Is there a second for that?
Second.
Second by Wood. Any discussion, council, on that? Do we all like that approach? It would just basically revert him back to his existing consulting agreement. Any discussion, questions? Great. Katie, can you please call roll?
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yep.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood. Yes.
Well, motion carried. Vince, we're incredibly grateful to have you here, and thank you for dedicating part-time consulting capacity to Gibraltar.
Thank you.
With that being said, I don't have any other revisions or proposals to the agenda, so I'll be looking for a council's motion to approve the agenda as revised.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cosmore. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Valentine. Any discussion on the agenda this evening? Great. Katie, please call roll.
Cosmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood. Yes. Cox.
Yes.
And that will bring us, with an approved revised agenda, will bring us to our public comment this evening. To our members of public, if you have any comment for council, please approach that podium there and make sure that light is green and just state your name and address. Going once, going twice. I do not see any public comment. We'll have another public comment if you change your mind at the end of the evening, or if you learn something throughout the evening that you'd like to address with council. With that, it hits on presentation section. We don't have any planned presentations this evening. So that'll move us on to our consent agenda. Council and public in front of you and in your packet, council, you will see consent agenda consists of A through F. A, bills reference number 4. B, payroll number 903, 904, and 905. C, city council minutes of 8/12/2024. D, planning commission minutes of 7/16/2024. E, DDA minutes of 7/16/2024. And F, recreation commission minutes of 8/13/2024. We'll be looking for a motion from council to approve the consent agenda items A through F.
I'll make the motion.
See a motion by Cosmore. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Any discussion on consent agenda this evening? Katie, please call roll.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulner.
Yep.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
All right, motion carried. Next on our agenda this evening is communications. To our city attorney, we revised communications while you're out to remove item A. That will take us to item B, which is a liquor license transfer from 28635 West Jefferson Avenue. We'll be looking for a motion to receive and file item B as stated.
Motion to receive and file.
We have a motion by Cox. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Cosmore. Any discussion on this?
Can I just ask a
Yeah,
question?
please,
Okay.
please.
I know it says transfer the liquor license, and I did talk to Vince today, so this is for the, I keep calling it the Hillbilly Bar, but it's the River.
It's at the-
River Billy's.
River Billies, okay. So we're just transferring that from,
This is now, if I may,
Please.
Mayor and Chief can expand on it as well, is that this is just communication from the Michigan Liquor Control Commissions. We used to have these before City Council for approval, but about 10 years ago, maybe a little longer, the LCC decided to make a change, and they handle all the investigations without nearly as much of local input as there used to be. So.
And I can follow up, Dorothy. Today I spoke with the LCC and one of the investigators on this case. They open a full investigation. There's more than just paperwork. There's an assigned investigator to look into all this, check their records. It's not an easy process. It's just you fill out some paperwork. So the investigator called and asked if they could come in and ask us if we had any questions or concerns today, and going through this. So I don't foresee anything coming up, but if anything were to come up, we still have the opportunity to relay that to their state investigator. So they still work hand in hand with the locals. They just, start a full investigation, review it, and I'm sure there's some councilmen, members here that have been through this same process before, and they can tell you it's detailed. They go through a lot.
okay. I just wanted to get some information out there for everyone, so, thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. Any other discussion on the liquor license communication? Great. We have a motion. We have a second. No further discussion. Katie, please call roll.
Mulner.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Cosmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Great. Motion carried. And Dorothy, I know the Planning Commission and DDA members are actively working on River Billies and some of the submissions that are coming through them.
Oh, okay.
Think recently, Councilman Cox can keep us honest, but I think it was related to the signage there.
Yes.
All right, great. Next, we will go to my report this evening. Council, in front of you, in your packet, you'll see items A through H. I'll go one by one. Some of them have supporting information. I'll just touch on some of the key takeaways. Item number A in my administrative report this evening is our Shuva flow meter report for July 2024. I've attached the flow meter report that we get on a monthly basis. And what you'll see is for July, we had a percent utilization of 12.3% for Gibraltar. I also attached the flow meter analyses, which gives you kind of an Excel file look at not only for the historical years in the trend in activity, but obviously month to month. The good news is, on an average basis, we're trending positively, meaning we're trending down in our flow meter utilization percentile. Now, keep in mind, there's a seasonality component, there's a Mother Nature component, but I would say the high-level synopsis from my viewpoint, and those of the experts, is we've made some good investments in sewer lining work, so hats off to those that invested in that arena, which has led to our look-back report, for example, giving us money back in the form of a check. And as we monitor this, there's a percentile that seems to be on average basis lower than historical trends. Now, with that being said, I know the Infrastructure Advisory Committee and some of you that are sitting up here have talked about we have a lot of work we need to do. So the sewage, the water main, the outfall valves, other areas to improve our efficiency of our sewage. But at a high level, that's the update for the report today. Item number B, or letter B in my report this evening for you is the surety bond for the treasurer. I just want to thank Treasurer Fonte. I know Councilman Molnar, you played a significant role in that, amongst others, which was a lot of work, and especially to you, City Attorney, for a lot of communication with the county. The good news is that as of August 22nd, I know there was email exchanges where we seem to have secured a bond application that has been provided to the county. The county is requested to see a final copy, a official application, if you will. That official application is being generated by MML as we speak. I poked Brian from MML just to get an update on that. But we seem to have a path to satisfy the bond requirement, and we'll wait for a final approval from the county as MML, our insurance coverage, gives that bond application to the county, and our city attorney's been facilitating that. So just want to thank council. I know there's been a lot of discussion. Treasurer Fonte, thank you for all the work you put in on that, amongst others. We seem to have a path. Any questions, comments? Treasurer Fonte, keep me honest. Did I miss anything there?
Good.
All right. Item number C is related to many discussions we've had as council, and I wanted to, some of you had inquired about Chief Tangway and his employment contract. So council, what I did was I put in your packet, and you'll see in its entirety, the signed copy of Chief Tangway's employment agreement and the contract he has in place as our Chief of Police and DPS lead. Just for members of public, 'cause I know there's discussion on this in prior meetings, just for a little bit of background, and Councilwoman Wood and I had talked about this as well, to make sure we're all on the same page. February 2nd of this year, Michael Landis departed his role as city administrator, which set us on a months-long journey to, number one, secure this gentleman and Scholar Vince from an MML interim manager resource perspective, as well as to start the application process for posting our city administrator job and finding the next city administrator. After months of working with the committee to review all applicants, don't quote me on this, I believe we had 11 applicants in total, and we interviewed, I believe, 6 in total. We had tried to make an offer to one of those candidates as a finalist, for which we identified some concerns and red flags transparently, which led us to not hire that individual, which left us in a kind of a back to the open canvas situation months in with Vince, who was supposed to have a time-bound exit date as our interim manager. Thank you, you're still sitting here. Which then led to Chief Tangway stepping up and putting his hand up to fulfill that position. We thought that Chief brought a lot of amazing qualities for that role. We're grateful for him selflessly putting his hand up. Vince was a nice, I would say, partner, a right hand, if you will, that would help educate and drive, I would say, coverage on areas that Chief did not know personally. And so that led to council having a resolution. That resolution was done on June 24th, and that resolution entailed Chief Tangway doing double duty. He did not ask for any contract revisions or additional compensation at the time. He felt that that would be appropriate to revisit after our police negotiations, which if you tune in, just wrapped up recently. But he took on double duty. And that double duty, council had put a time-bound date that effective October 31st, that double duty would stop. And he would no longer be DPS, Chief of Police, he would be our city administrator. Then you fast forward to a very unfortunate event that Chief had from a health perspective. And I'm really just grateful that he stood up and did what was right, which was, number one, take time with him and his family to recover. And number two, made the decision that, look, doing double duty or doing a new job that expands my role and responsibility amongst many departments, i.e. city administrator, is not appropriate for me at this time. I have immense respect for that decision being made quickly, which then led us to our last council meeting. And at our last council meeting, you took a resolution that was passed that had him doing double duty and then effectively stopping double duty and being an only city administrator. That motion was rescinded, and that motion was rescinded on August 12th. So from my point of view, as we sit here today, why I think it's appropriate is you have his employment contract, which is active and allows us to cover him as our police chief and DPS head. And we're back to getting to work on what's important, which is finding a full-time city administrator for the city of Gibraltar. The good news is I have a later update in my packet that Katie, keep me honest here, I think we have 5 applicants for our city administrator position at this time. At initial view, I've screened them. I don't know if any other council members have had a chance to take a look, but I think we have some seeming talent, differentiated backgrounds present in that pool. So I just wanted to make sure Councilwoman Wood, amongst others, had kind of asked the questions, hey, can we just make sure that everybody up here, including the public, has a clear understanding of the timeline, how we got there? So I just gave you that high-level summary. And then, obviously, one question was, what is Chief's DPS, Chief of Police contract? And I included that in here for you today. So I want to make sure you had all the information.
I was gonna say, I just
Please.
have one question. I
Yeah.
know, because when we started out with all of this, you know, I have no problem with the chief. I've never said anything bad about him. He's a great guy. He's helped in every way. But the very beginning, the contract, he was supposed to have some type of medical training. Is that in there? Is that assigned? Somebody said that you had MFR training.
Yeah, so
Yes,
I'll
no?
let Chief speak to it. I did bring this up to Chief because I knew that it was a question that was raised related to the
That
EMT
is
training.
still like a question that's hanging out there, and that's all I want to clear up.
Totally respect that. I want to turn over to Chief. Just one thing for me, just because I looked at the contract, because you had asked about that. It is in the contract, to be very clear, and it's in the one that it's in your packet. To me, it's really a question of, I know our broader officers have that training, right, as we've talked about. To me, it's a cost and a practicality of Chief having that. And that's really a council decision, meaning it is in the contract. If that needs to be enforced, Chief had expressed his willingness to pursue that certification if it's important. To me, it's just going to cost us money to go send him out, thousands of dollars, in addition, time away from his role, right? And as a chief, I'm not sure how much practically that's going to benefit him in his role, but I will leave that to council and to Chief to decide. Chief,
Okay,
anything you'd like to add?
Let me just ask one question with that. Okay, so, he is supposed to have medical training, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we can pull up the contract language mentions EMT, and we can pull up the specifics.
Okay,
Dorothy, there was a council meeting where that was handled and discussed at a council meeting that we just moved, we pushed it. So there was a council meeting where that came up already. I don't know the date. Katie can probably find it. But it came up at a council meeting, and Mayor Dennison at that time brought it up, and it was determined that we did not have to have it at this point.
okay, but
So
I
I'm
thought
not-
that we were, following the charter, because I thought that was a big deal for our administration here to follow what the charter says. Is
There's
that
nothing-
not in the charter?
There's nothing in the charter about emergency medical technician.
There isn't anything in the charter about medical?
Specifically, it mentions medical training, I believe, or I
just-
don't want to quote the language, but
There's nothing in there about emergency medical technician.
Okay.
not
So
specific.
I'm just trying to clarify for everybody here that, okay, so you're here, you don't need the medical training, but do you have medical training?
Yeah, I have basic advanced life support, which is required by every police
Okay.
officer in the state.
Okay, so, all right, so I just want to clear that.
Nope, and so my thought process, I'm willing to go. I'll take any training you give me. It's going to cost probably $2,000, and I'd be away from the office for 4 hours twice a week in the evening, so I would have to take 4 hours off during the day to go at night or double dip, but that's fine to go. I'd be more valuable, but I also look at, would I use that resource here in the community? Probably not. And would someone else some other training for that money? Could I get other training for other officers that will use what I give them? Absolutely. If you.
Seems to be kind of an issue, that's why I was bringing it up and making sure everybody's perfectly clear on what's happening with your contract and the dates and everything else, because we were all on different planes here with everything,
I understand.
especially me, because I still don't understand contracts to this day.
That's,
Whatever.
well, that's why I wanted, and I
So-
appreciate you for raising it, and that's why I want to just lay everything out for today, not only the timeline of how we got here, but the contract itself and every word within it, just so you could kind of close the loop on any outstanding questions or concerns. And that's why I'm glad you raised the EMT component. too.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody else has questions, but that's one of the biggest things happening here,
I appreciate that.
especially within the other departments.
I think what he said when he said it earlier was that he's willing to do the EMT training. If council feels it's the best use of funds and time, then he's willing to do it. So you have an advocate.
The concern that came up originally when I was hired, I started in July, December came, and that's when the class started. Bill's class started December 2022. I was in the middle of a dispatcher nightmare of training that we did not have with the state of Michigan. So I was spending 14 to 16 hours here getting our dispatchers caught up in the state's website in data entry and that kind of things. And I just told the mayor, we're going to owe the state of Michigan a bunch of money if I don't take care of this. And I can't find the time to do this right now.
Okay. I guess it's just a point that all of our police are EMTs, are trained in all of that. And so, like, the whole department would be, like, the chief of everybody would be an EMT. So if Bill wants to sign you up for an EMT class, I think he has some. So, anyway, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, Councilman Belton, thank you.
I
Councilman
personally will never, I cannot believe that the chief of police is ever going to jump on the ambulance and go out for an EMT run. I don't see it happening. Nor does he have the time. I don't see the need for the chief of police to get EMT training. He is advanced life support already.
Thank you, Councilman Belton. All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
Discussion?
I just want to put that out there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Item D is a continuation. I know I alluded to this, but Katie, am I right? Is there 5 applicants, I believe?
Yes.
Okay. So we have 5 applicants. Councilwoman Wood, Councilman McNabb, myself, and technically Vince, will be our hiring committee, if you will. Really, our job is to screen, get some background information on the applicants as we get them. We express a deadline to the applicants of get your application in by September 5th, because we want it to be included in your packet. So Councilwoman Wood and Councilman McNabb, I'm gonna get a meeting for us, the 4th or the 5th, or maybe both. Our goal is just to take a look at these applicants, maybe make some reference calls or kind of thought processes. Remember last time we did a rating, right, of how we saw that we independently reviewed each one? We're gonna do the same process so that we can get some recommendations back to council in their packet on the 5th. Council on the 9th, which is our first meeting in September, we're gonna be tasking you with scheduling interviews for whatever shortlist we wanna pursue, or all 5 if you so chose. Hopefully there's more that continue to come in. Any questions on city administrator application process?
May I interject with something?
Yeah, please.
So a recent Supreme Court ruling came out from state of Michigan that deals with subcommittees of council, where any subcommittee that has decision-making authority or recommendation, so if they're narrowing down applicants, they have to have open and public meetings. So I just want you guys to be aware of it. So if you guys do meet, you now have to, any subcommittee going forward.
I love
This
that.
literally came out a couple weeks ago, so,
And it has to have what? Say that again?
open meetings.
We have to publish our
It would
meetings.
fall under the
Publish the
special
meetings,
called
open
meeting,
meetings.
Open Meeting Act.
Katie, keep me
Yes.
honest, what is our timeline for public notice on that type of?
18 hours.
18 hours. Okay, so Councilman McNabb, Councilwoman Wood, we'll coordinate schedules to figure out when we're gonna meet. Public will publish that for you all,
2 at a time.
so that we can, make sure public has visibility to it.
Sorry.
Sorry?
We would interview 2 at a time.
That's another discussion we had. Vince, I know you were gonna mention it. We could get ahead of it with the special
5.
meeting, but we could decide that on the 9th too, but go ahead, Vince.
Okay.
My other, just a follow-up question is, historically, I've always, when I put an ad out, particularly for a position like the, city manager, is disclose whether you want your application to remain. Does that still apply, or is it, that's no longer?
No, it would be open unless there's
Everything's
personal
open.
information. Yeah, so whenever a group of council members or any group of city government municipal employees meet now, and they have a task of narrowing down something, whether it be an applicant or someone applying for a license of some kind, it has to be an open meeting now. So
Is
there's no
does that fall under less than a quorum?
less than a quorum. You don't even have to be a council member. It could be a group of city employees that are tasked with the duty. If they are making recommendations to council, and they may be eliminating applicants in the process, then they have some type of decision-making ability and authority. This is it's a brand-new 60-some page Supreme Court opinion that just came out dealing with this issue, so.
That is,
As of now, that's the law of the land.
thank you for sharing that, and let's make sure we abide by that. I guess council then, so if you know you're gonna get in your council, in your packet, we'll make sure that we abide by that meeting requirement. In your packet on the 9th, you'll have a thought process of applicants that have been reviewed by the committee, right? Do you wanna wait till then to schedule a special meeting, which could include interviews, just like we did last time? Or do you guys wanna get ahead of that
I would
now?
like to get ahead of it.
Okay, we were talking about dates, and September 13th, it's a Friday, the 13th, seemed like a good date. We could do any time of day that works for you all, but it might be good to get ahead of that scheduling.
Yeah, I mean, we have them.
Can everybody check their calendars maybe? Is there any preference? I know we've done this like 4 PM, 5 PM, or we could do it even in the morning if you want to do it in the morning.
Well, it depends on the applicant.
But we can maybe do like, we could even do 2 windows if we wanted to.
Okay.
Is everybody around on the, I know some of you have work schedules to navigate on weekdays and mornings.
I'm free.
13th?
I'm not sure yet.
Not sure
I
yet?
gotta review my work calendar, but
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay, well, one logic would be to do like a afternoon meeting, like a 4 o'clock meeting, which would allow people with work schedules to probably be less impacted. Do you want to just schedule one now, and if we need another one, we could schedule that on the 9th when we have a better understanding of the applicants? I know it's Friday, but
Does that sound good to you, Dorothy?
that sound good to everybody? We could do a 4 PM special meeting,
Yep.
okay?
13th?
Councilman Valentine?
This special meeting, this is just for that committee?
It would be for this, it'd be for the purpose of interviews and any applicant discussion.
That's the committee, right? Not, I'm not involved in that.
No, that'd be a whole council. We did all council interviews last time, so we'd like to have you.
All right, I just clarify.
We do the same model. We have our questions, we have our council approach. Is everybody good on 4 PM on the 13th?
13th
That way we're not too late. We can get like a couple 30-minute blocks in there.
September.
It works great for me. I just want to make sure everybody else. All right, well, we'd need a motion from council to schedule that special meeting, and that way we can get ahead of posting it, and that'll be helpful, because if we're gonna reach out to applicants, we'll be able to have a slot that we've already identified.
Okay, motion to schedule the special meeting. It's September
September 13th at 4
13th
PM.
at 4 PM.
Second.
Second by McNabb. Any discussion? Okay. Katie, please call roll. I love that. This will be ahead of the ball here.
September 13th at 4 PM.
Yep, and that will give you time to post it appropriately.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Cosmore,
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes. Awesome. Motion carried. Okay, so we got the special meeting. That'll be great because it'll be interview target. On September 9th, we can have the interviews put back in front of council, interview options, and go from there. Any other questions on the city administrator application process? Next one, these are just pretty short and sweet. Weed harvester. We have a meeting with the county and with our attorney to hopefully build and execute a intergovernmental agreement for the weed harvester. Councilman McNabb, thank you for all the work you and the waterways are doing on that. But it looks like we're on a path to successfully acquiring a weed harvester. Any comments from you? Anything everyone should be aware of there?
No, just prior to the meeting, I'm assuming you're running lead on it somewhat, if there are certain things
Somewhat, yeah.
that we need
At
to.
this point right now, the city administrator and mayor are involved.
Whomever is, if they can get me, if there's certain things that we need in the contract or that I should be aware of ahead of time, it would just help in that meeting, so.
I'm sure Vince will have everything we need.
I think it's mostly just gonna be specifications
it
at
is,
this point in time,
specifications.
in a general sense. But I think most of it's gonna be kind of a standard intergovernmental that you've probably done enough of those in the past, so.
Okay, thank you.
Can I,
You? Yeah.
Councilman McNabb, during the conversations about this weed harvester, has there been any conversations about the county taking the old one back?
No, we're gonna give it to Grozil.
The old one?
I'm just kidding. No, there's been no conversation at all about it.
Thinking about how we would
Point
dispose.
right now, we're
Just thinking
stuck
about how
with
we
it
would
at this
dispose
point.
of that.
Yeah,
We'll deliver to the county if they need it. but-
good point, yeah.
I'm sorry?
I picked it up from the county, so I know where they store it.
All right.
We're
Well,
keeping the trailer.
We'll keep that a note. We'll raise that with the meetings we have already in the books. Next item is lead lines. Just hats off to Bill and the DPW team. I know they're working hard on lead lines. Bill, we just need a up-to-date report And we're having that meeting on August 30th. I think some council, Vince, Bill, and others. The goal is just to take a look at where we're at with the lead line progress, and then we can do a follow-up discussion with Eagle and the state. Our goal is to make sure we're abiding by the grant we've been given and that we're tracking towards the state deadline. So, Bill, you feel good and ready for Friday? Cool.
We have a 20%.
Awesome. Nice work. Resident survey, this will be the last update you'll hear on that. August 31st is our close date. So if there's anybody in this room or on this line that has not taken the survey, please go ahead and do that. We got 390 responses, and we have a final push of print and digital activity this week. And then lastly, Beautification Commission. Dorothy, you have a new application for the,
I see that.
do you want
Lenore
to
Hubble.
speak to that as our liaison there?
No, I'm just excited that we actually have somebody applying to be a volunteer on beautification. She used to live kind of kitty corner from us, actually, so I know who it is.
Can you give everybody the name and who she is?
It's Lenore Hubble, and it says here that she's retired. She needs, she wants to have more women's input in the commission. I'm not really sure what that means, but, like, I mean, this flowers is pretty female, but, I think that we're just happy to actually have somebody.
As the liaison, do you support this?
I do.
Awesome. Well, we need a motion to actually appoint, but I know this is an application process that we put in front of council every time we get an applicant.
I'll make a motion to appoint Lenore Hubble to the Beautification Committee. Is she here today? No? Okay.
Well, Lenore, if you're listening, there's a motion to appoint you. Is there a second?
There's a second.
It's a second by McNabb. Any discussion on Lenore and her future potential as a Beautification Commission member? All right. Katie, please call roll.
Valentine,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Cosmore,
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar,
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes. Well, congratulations, Lenore. And Lenore's been in Gibraltar for 32 years, so I'm excited for her to be on the commission. That's all for me. Council reports, Councilman Valentine, Recreation Commission.
Oh, yeah, okay. We had our last meeting was August 13th. There's one Music in the Park date remaining, and that's September 5th, and the group is going to be freelance. They're going to be food trucks. 4th of July 60-year anniversary, with income was $1760, expenses was $28,867.05, net cost was $27,107.05. Movie in the Park is August 28th. The bounce houses are expected to be delivered at 3:30, the magic show at 4. The movie will be Wish. Gibraltar Rockwood Rotary, we're giving away popcorn, there'll be some food trucks there for that. Fall Fest Dance, October 12th from 1 to 5. It's going to be under the pavilion. G.J. Scott will be on hand, and Trunk or Treat at School will be October 24th from 6 p. to 7:30 p. And the theme for the Recreation Commission will be skeletons. That's my report.
Awesome. Any questions for Councilman Valentine on the Recreation side? Councilwoman Cosmore?
The Alliance of Downriver Watersheds, we have our next meeting is until October 8th, so I'll have more information after that. I have no report for the 33rd District Court. I just want to remind for the Rotary, we still have the Sportsman's raffle available. So it starts September 1st, so there's only a few days left to sell it. So please, it's $20 a ticket. All that money goes to help support the programs that we put on. You'll be able to get tickets from any Rotary member, and they're here at City Hall also. And we also have the golf cart scavenger hunt coming up. That's along with the Fall Festival on October 12th. I do believe flyers went out already. And for the Kiwanis, we'll be taking part in the movie in the park, and we have free books for the kids and crafts. Excuse me. And we have a music bingo that's going to be on November 16th, so mark your calendar. So that's it.
Awesome. And just on the Rotary front, I know we looped in the team to discussions with Greg from the school district around the basketball court equipment materials discussion. So Greg's going to give them some info on nets and other structural materials and equipment, and then that can come to any sort of commission or council for any sort of future approvals. All right, cool. Councilwoman Wood, talk to us about Beautification Commission and Historical Museum.
Okay, I had to write it all down because I had a few things. So, we'll start with the beautification report. I am happy with our GOAT project, the way that it turned out. I think that it turned out very well. I know a lot of people kind of have concerns because they still see a lot of stuff over there, but this was not a brush hog or bush hog or whatever you call that. They are goats just eating. It was never going to look like a golf course. What they were doing is just going in and out a lot of the areas, cleaning up what they could. They did eat quite a bit. There were people that kind of complained that they were laying down, so they really weren't, getting their money's worth, I guess. But you have to understand that they eat until they're full. Their stomachs have 4 sections, and that has to digest through all of those. So please let the poor guys, lay down and rest so that they can, give you the black jelly beans that we have left out there. So anyway, they ate around the swale, and it opened up areas, and we did on Saturday, Robin and I, that's Robin, Robin Redmer is our chairman, beautification chairman, and we worked out there with a couple court workers, raking up the munchings that they did and the stuff that they left. And I think if you drove by the Blue Bridge, you can see it's opened up pretty well. And they've done different sections, and so once we clean up some of that, I think that we did pretty well. Besides that, there were quite a few people that visited and revisited while the goats were working. So not only was this a unique and natural way to clear out unwanted vegetation, it became a week-long family-friendly community event. People were happy with it. Kids, of course, wanted to pet them. I wanted to pet them and take them home, but I think it turned out really well. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I think that it was a win. And we did have media coverage. It was on TV, it was on the radio, it was in the paper. I did not realize 5 goats in Gibraltar would make that big of an impact, but apparently it did. So we're pretty happy with that. And I wanted to thank Lenora Hubble for joining beautification, because I did have that on the report. We are still looking for a gator, and I talked to Chief earlier about the leasing and all that, but we really, really need something right away. DPW has been more than helpful accommodating us. I mean, we had the big pickup truck, we can't get in it, we can't get out of it. They even put a milk crate on a rope so that we could get into the truck. And so right now we have, they've done everything possible. So we appreciate everything that they're doing, but it's not easy for us to get out there in this, And, I don't know how many more dents you want on the truck or whatever, but I'm sure that we could do some damage to it. Anyway, so that is my beautification report.
I just want to thank you for the passion you poured into the goats. And from my vantage point, while I'm not an expert, I thought it was a great, different way to manage the vegetation that we didn't want there, while, to your exact point, rallying the community. I saw a ton of people visiting, a ton of people talking about it. I mean, that's cool. Like, I don't see the downside in that at all. So thank you. And thank you for following up. And I know you took photos of before and after. I know you and the team went out there and further cleaned up what remains they had left. Just thank you. I thought it was a really neat community initiative that was nothing but greater good and no downside really at all to be complaining about. So thank you.
Just wanted to address one more thing, because a lot of people thought that the farmers did not estimate the size of the swale to the goats that they brought out. But when they initially came out, that area was flooded, extremely flooded, and Vince can testify to that because we walked through the water. And so when they actually brought the goats out, it was drained, and you could see the area. So even Mike from Twin Willow Ranch was surprised at how big the area was, because now all the water is gone. But, so I don't think they underestimated, they estimated for what they saw when they came out.
Yeah.
So-
And the fence was safe from all assessments, so thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. It was cool.
So, anyway, I thought it was fun, and I would do it again, but
Thank you.
whatever. Hopefully, the residents feel the same way,
I hope so too.
so.
Back to
my-
you for Historical Museum, if you have
Yes,
any.
Historical Museum. I have a couple things on that, and it's kind of nice that people are actually noticing that we have a museum and that you can come and do research and find information and photos. So Professor Lisa Fine from MSU, the Department of History in Lansing, has been writing a book on Downriver and has been doing some of her research in our museum. She's been down here a couple times about McLeod Steel during the Downriver disaster in the 20th century. And I think I forwarded the presentation to you. So mainly the rise and fall of McLeod, Trenton, and Gibraltar and its impact to our area. She has sent me her presentation, so if anyone is interested, I can forward it to you, but she's been working on that for quite some time. So I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but, you know, it's pretty sad. That's where my dad worked, that's, you know, how we got here, a coal miner coming for a better job, and then,
Yep.
you know, we see how that ended. So that is one item I wanted to say. Also, Mike McCloy, who lived in this area, had written an article about going to our Gibraltar quarry with his friends back in the 70s. That was a big deal around here, the quarry. And he wrote this for a contest in the Michigan History magazine. And he also used some of the photos we have upstairs. His article did win, and he will be featured in the September-October issue of the Michigan History magazine. And our Gibraltar Museum will be credited for the photos that we gave him. So I just wanted to let everybody know that people do come and look and read and, you know, actually find out information. And hopefully that's the purpose of what that's for. And our historical museum will be open September 1st from 2 to 4.
It's awesome. I know you've been giving shout outs to a lot of people, but you've done such a phenomenal job with the museum, and clearly a ton of people continue to come. I'd be curious if you have an update next time on how many people have visited, because I know you have your book. So I'd be curious if you've tallied up the number there, just out of curiosity.
Okay?
Any questions for Councilwoman Wood?
Just a good job.
Yeah, seriously,
Very entertaining.
Thank you.
amazing job. Thank you.
I'll shut up now. That was a long enough
That was a
report.
good update, thank you. Councilman Cox,
Again, how do you follow that?
right?
Couple things to discuss. The planning commission, we held 2 public hearings regarding the ordinance. What we will find is Katie has this in her report, so I don't want to steal her thunder on these public hearings. There was no correspondence received or spoken about at the meetings, so for or against. DDA, that's the end of the planning commission. DDA, we received a proposal for a sub-area plan for McKenna where no action was taken, and we approved a change order for the bulletproof glass for the dispatch area. So those are the 2 items that were addressed at the DDA.
Awesome. Any questions for Councilman Cox?
Are you guys gonna be requesting multiple bids for the sub-plan through the DDA?
Yeah, there's gonna be some discussions about it, but yeah, I would encourage that we go out to bid for that item of work.
Like it. Awesome. Any questions for Councilman Cox? All right. Councilman McNabb, want to talk to us about waterways?
Yeah, as we know, things are looking forward to a new wheat harvester at this point. Hopefully, we can get an order in by the end of this next month. I feel for the people that live on Bayview, Adams, around Horace Island, other canals, the weeds are terrible. The idea of launching this machine at the rate of, maybe it might work, maybe it might not, you don't understand. This is like launching a bulldozer. When it breaks down, it's against people's properties. We don't have a way to retrieve this thing at this point. It's been a real touchy situation. The machine is operating at a certain point. Do we launch this thing and go for it and have it sitting in someone's backyard in hopes of trying to remove it? We have to make a decision in our next meeting on where we are and where we need to be. It's an old machine.
Yep.
And that's just one thing people don't realize. Just launch it and get it going. Well, now it's in your backyard. It's huge.
Yep.
It's not like you just hook a boat up and drag it home. We tried that. It doesn't work. And that's where we're at. I'm very happy to hear that we're moving forward, and it's a blessing in disguise. We're moving forward, and hopefully by next year, things will be good. And I feel for these people. These canals are inundated with weeds. You pay to have your boat in the water, and you can't even get it out of the hoist without the rope hanging around the props. And these people pay a lot of money to live on this water, and
Yep.
that was one of the incidents that was brought forward.
I
And
just
we
appreciate-
hear them.
Yeah, I appreciate the work you're doing on the Waterways Commission amongst the other members. And the good news is, as you've highlighted, we got the funding and a procurement pathway for a new one.
it's
So
nice to hear.
hopefully by next summer, we'll be sitting with a nice, clean waterway system,
Yeah, things don't
with a
move.
new, fresh system that will have long life ahead of
Yeah.
it. But for right
It's
now,
gonna be nice.
thanks for the sentiment around the existing one and the challenges and it breaking down.
It
and
is, it's a
the risk
challenge.
of it sitting in a canal in front
It's
of
a
somebody.
risk. They loaded the thing, they barely got it back to one of the commission, to their dock, two of them. And then just trying to move that thing, you can't imagine. It's a machine.
Yep.
So that's where we're at. I mean, where do we go from there? Apologize to the people where we're at, and the way our waterways look right now, but we're working on it.
Awesome. Any questions for Councilman McNabb? All right, Councilman Molnar.
No report.
All right, Parks and Recreation Director Goris is not with us this evening and did not share anything specifically to update. So any questions for Parks and Recreation Director Goris? All right, City Attorney, anything from you?
Nothing to report.
Appreciate the update on the open meetings consideration.
Of course.
City Administrator.
I have three items. At our last meeting, we received a presentation from officials from Riverview regarding the landfill expansion. They did provide a resolution of support, a draft of it, and incorporated that into tonight's agenda for City Council's consideration.
And I'll comment on that. I know some members, we had the presentation last time. One thing that I was talking to Vince about today, and council, I'd love your perspective on it, is while the nature of this resolution is general, to be fair, I feel like I've only heard from the Riverview Land Preserve and their presentation, but I know there's a lot of background there and a lot of history and a lot of concerns as to why and what transpired and the lack of success of the last expansion effort. So it's not me making a decision today, and I think that's kind of what I'm trying to raise to you, is I don't think we're in a time crunch here. So if you feel like you have enough information to vote on this resolution of support, then I respect that. I just think there might be some advantages to taking a little more time here. Maybe understanding a little more of the history and how we got there and the concerns. I'll just be very frank with you that I got members of public that have sent me notes, basically where we're now popping up in forums and Riverview chat messages and consider it. And I'm not using this other than to say, like, there's clearly a lot of background here and history, and I don't feel like I fully have all that today. So I don't know if anybody has any comments, but I guess my point is, we have a resolution, and it's important. At a high level, right, I'm under the impression that this is about 300,000 residents across 16 communities that rely on the landfill to have their trash go somewhere. And if this doesn't get expanded, it's gone in 2030 or by 2030, and we will have a significant cost impact to the city of Gibraltar. That's what I know today. So like big picture, it sounds like this is a lot of people that could be hurt by this situation, but I just don't have all the details. And I just want to make that clear up front. But if anybody can speak to their own perspectives on this, I guess I would just recommend, in my opinion, that we take this resolution, review it, but get a little more information before we make a decision.
I'll speak up. I'm in support of the resolution because I do see the value of what this is going to be in the long run. I think we should encourage the expansion because of costs and other things. It's not like they're requesting a new landfill. That landfill is there. This is an expansion. I
Yep.
understand some residents are against it. From my viewpoint, I see it as a valuable resource that we'd want to show support of.
I agree 100%.
Love it.
Why wait?
Why wait?
Yeah.
I agree.
I just want to make sure I'm not missing any information here. That's really my only kind of call out. We just heard from one perspective. I don't know if there's any other history that we should be aware of. Councilwoman Wood?
I'm gonna ask a question because my husband brought it up last time, which started a whole big, so I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, please.
So he asked about Canadian garbage, and they're bringing all of that over here. So you're expanding this landfill to bring more Canadian garbage?
I think he answered that question. I think the
Yeah.
gentleman from Riverview answered that question.
Okay.
Very limited amount of garbage comes in from Canada.
Yeah.
Right, at at Riverview landfill, the percentages are low of receiving Canadian trash. He commented on the other landfills in Wayne County where their percentages are much higher of, let's call it international
Yeah.
garbage.
Do we have to have
Because
international
they are
garbage?
a private-owned business, they're going to try to capture as much revenue as they can.
That doesn't apply to Riverview.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm speaking of the privately owned ones, where Riverview is city-owned.
I guess, and just my thought is like, to your point, why wait? I guess my only thing is why wait to get more information? And because this expansion effort has not kicked off, initiated, there is time, right? So passing this resolution in September would make no tangible difference to our
I
support.
just
or lack
wanted
of.
to voice that I'm in support of it.
No,
Doesn't
and I
mean
love
we
that.
have to act on it right this minute, but they are looking for our support, so.
And I think we could also talk to Riverview, like in their administration. I haven't heard from them at all about this perspective. I'm just throwing out their thoughts. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe
If
somebody can
council
come in
feels,
from there and talk.
council feels it's ready for resolution tonight, then that's your.
I think
your-
it is,
your
because you
choice.
think 8 years down the road, it takes 15 minutes. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just think it might be valuable to get a little more information. That's all I'm flagging tonight. I don't think we need to pass it tonight, but that's up to councils and each one of your votes to determine that. I just would have to lay that out there up front.
Well, if there's time, you can wait. I mean, I'm sure that we're going to end up voting for. I mean, what other choice do we have?
Seems very likely, right,
More
given the.
information.
It's critical for our community. I just think it'd be advantageous to take a little more time, and we could put this back on the agenda for September. Unless council feels like today is a necessity then it's your motion, right? Just want to throw that out there. Yeah, please.
Sometimes council may forgot, or not get this information, not forgot, but Katie, we should probably make them aware also that we did receive that FOIA about Riverview landfill, because I'm sure they're not communicating, but there was a FOIA received for any communications, any text, emails about the Riverview landfill meetings. So,
Is it related to last week?
as related to last week's resolution, so that just came in recently, so just want to make sure that people know that's out there.
Council has the right to motion for, if they want to adopt this resolution tonight, I would recommend we consider putting it on the agenda for September 9th or 23rd or whatever works for council, but that way we can get a little more information. I guess I would like to ask for more information from the administration around some of the history and how we got to where we're at today. But I think, obviously, I don't want Gibraltar impacted negatively, so on face value, it seems like we should be supporting this exercise.
Do I have to make a motion to wait, or what?
I don't know,
No?
procedurally, Attorney, do you need a motion, or can we just take no action and put this back on the agenda for next time?
You just table it till next time. That's what you wanna do.
Motion to table would be in order
Okay,
if you
make a
wanted to.
motion to table it then.
Motion to table it to September 9th or 23rd, do you have a preference?
No, whenever, I mean, because
I
you
think we
want to
could-
wait for information, so.
September 9th is more than reasonable, and that way we can act at our next meeting.
Just gonna vote for it.
I will take the action of getting more information for you, and I'll put it in your packet. I just don't feel like I have gotten that to date. Is there a second for the motion to table to September 9th?
Second.
Second by Cosmore. Any other discussion? Anything else council wants to see or hear?
Postpone.
Postponed to the,
We table it.
postponed to the 9th.
Postpone.
Are you aligned with the postponed motion? Sorry, you use the word table at first.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Katie, please call roll.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
All right, you have my commitment. The 9th will have more information in a packet, and we'll have it as an agenda. Vince, back to you.
Next item is a request to approve wage increase for DPW part-time and seasonal employees. The current fiscal 2024-25 budget incorporated a 50 cent per hour increase. We did not bring that to council for implementation, so we're asking tonight for council to approve it, retroactive to July 1st.
I'm going to make a motion to approve 50-cent an hour raise for DPW part-time and seasonal employees effective July 1st, 2024.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second by McNabb. Council, any discussion?
Can't even get a Dairy Queen for 50 cents.
Just thanks to the DPW team members who are doing great work across the community. Appreciate it. Katie, please call roll.
Cox.
Yes.
Casmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Motion carried. Vince, back to you.
Last item I have is request to authorize hiring an additional on-call senior bus driver. The individual had been reviewed by Public Safety with the background check, and this will give us a third driver to fill in on an on-call basis.
All right, so council motion will be in your order to authorize the hiring of this individual as a paid on-call bus driver. Background check has been conducted. It's for on-call senior services program.
Motion to authorize the hiring of Charles Mikowitz? Am I saying it correctly?
I'll second it.
Close enough for me.
Paid on-call bus driver.
Second by Valentine. Council, any discussion on this one? All right. Katie, please call roll.
Casmore.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
All right, that motion was carried. Vince, anything else from you?
Nothing?
Charles, thank you for being an on-call supporter of our senior bus services. Appreciate it a lot. All right, well, if there's nothing else from Vince, any questions for Vince, we will turn over to Clerk Tomasic.
All right, thank you. First item tonight is the first reading by title only of ordinance number 423, which is an amendment to the R1 district allowing horse stables as a special use. As mentioned by Councilman Cox, this is recommended by the Planning Commission for adoption by City Council. So I'd be looking for a motion for the first reading.
Is there a motion for the first reading?
Motion for first reading.
Second.
Second. Just a couple discussion items here. One is, Councilman Cox, I know you and the planning and DDA held the public hearing, and a part of that was we got some letters and notices in advance of that meeting. Katie, I think we sent that to all planning and DDA. Did we send those letters to council by chance?
I didn't.
If not, we should make that a priority. Today it's the first reading, but before the second reading is held, I just need council to take a look at those letters. The letters were from residents, I think there was 3 in total, don't quote me on that were provided to planning and DDA. While there wasn't a lot of participation in the public hearing, those letters were sent. And I think there's some really valid considerations in the letters. Like the big picture here, and Councilman Cox can keep me honest, is this special use and our granting of it, planning and DDA designed the language to be quite restrictive to that property, meaning the acreage minimum and other considerations would not have this special use be able to be applied to other broader Gibraltar areas. That's number one. 2 is, I know the language they put in there, it's special use that basically gives the applicant a path to apply for this project, right? All the site plans and details will be methodically reviewed by planning and DDA. So I just want to make sure we're clear on our roles here. This isn't saying council's reading and adoption of this isn't saying, yes, we want horse stables across Gibraltar. It's, yes, we agree that the special use is appropriate for an applicant to be put forth, which would then be reviewed by planning and DDA for all the requirements it would entail. Is that a fair assessment? Okay, so why I say all that is because I want you to hear the resident feedback. There was resident feedback through these letters, such as taxation considerations and pros and cons of this versus another piece, right? There was a plethora of things raised, and it'd be important for you to see that. So Katie, we can take that action. I don't think that discourages the motion first reading tonight, but before any second reading, I think you all should see that. Any other discussion tonight? Councilman Valentine?
Do I assume that somebody wants to put a horse stable in the city of Gibraltar? Where do they plan to put it?
Yeah, so,
On the northwest corner of Middle Gibraltar Road and Jefferson. That is currently zoned R1. Northwest corner.
Across from that doctor's office?
across from the gas station.
The BP there, the gas station, if you look across that, the tree line as you're coming in, on the other side of West Jefferson.
Okay, I just,
And it's, and this is the exact thing, right? While the special use is language that council has to take from a recommendation of planning and DDA, I want you all to have the information here. So Councilman Valentine will put all the information in your packet for any second reading if you so chose. We'll get you the letters. I want you to just consider the pros and cons of what is being expressed here beyond the face value language. Any other discussion? All right, Katie, please call roll.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
All
Okay,
right.
that first reading is carried, and then before, Katie, sorry, go ahead. I'm interrupting.
Ordinance number 423, an ordinance readopting and amending to include additional language and provisions to Article 2, definitions, Article 9, R1, one-family residential districts, and Article 26, Planning Commission approval of Chapter 44, zoning of the Code of Ordinances, City of Gibraltar, Michigan.
Amazing. So that's a first reading. And just to put details, Councilman Valentine, I know it's in your packet, but a proposal must be at least 25 acres in size. There must be a plan to address regular removal of manure from the facility. There's certain acreage considerations on number of horses. They have to evaluate the impact of the facility on any adjacent properties, site plan, all that goes through planning. We'll get you all this information on what site plan or I'm sorry, what application preliminary considerations have been put forth. And then we'll get you the resident letters. And just please all consider that before any second reading. All right. Anything else on that topic, Katie, before I get it back to you? Cool.
All right, my next item is the first reading by title only of ordinance number 424, which is an amendment to the C3 district RV parks. It's modifying the number of sites permitted. Again, there was a public hearing held by the Planning Commission and is recommended by the Planning Commission for council to adopt this ordinance. I'm sure you'll speak more on it, but it was originally adopted in 2023, July of 2023, as ordinance number 420, and this is just modifying only the number of sites permitted. Nothing else has changed. It's going from less RV parks of less than 40 sites. It's amending that to allow RV parks of less than 26 sites.
All right, so motion would be in council's order to allow the first reading.
I'll make a motion for the modification.
Motion by McNabb, is there a second?
Second?
Second by Cox. Yeah, I think Katie said it well. Councilman Cox, I don't know if you want to add any color, but it was basically taking what is an existing number of allowed to of 40 and dropping that down to less than 26. Reducing the number of RVs allowed.
Correct.
All right. Katie, please call roll.
Mulnar?
Abstain.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
All right, ordinance number 424, an ordinance amending and readopting Article 20, C3 Marine Commercial Districts, Section 44-659, permitted uses, special approval of the Code of Ordinances, City of Gibraltar, Michigan.
Awesome. Thank you, Katie.
All right, my next item is regarding the billing structure for our ordinance codification with Civic Plus, or more commonly known as Municode. City of Gibraltar uses Civic Plus, also known as Municode, for ordinance codification, and as we adopt new ordinances, they are sent to Civic Plus to be implemented into our Code of Ordinances as a supplement both online and for our physical ordinance books. Civic Plus is changing their billing structure model for this service. In the past, they've charged per page, meaning the fee was dependent on the quantities and lengths of our newly adopted ordinances, and they're changing to a flat rate fee, which is determined by an average from our recent years, plus admin fees and inflation increase. Originally, Municode quoted us at $1,911.30 for the 2024 flat fee. However, after some back and forth with them, they knocked our quote down slightly to $1,750 for this year. And it will increase by 5% annually. But if we'd like to continue with our current billing structure, which is a per-page rate, that will increase by 30%, which is, so what was originally $18 per page is going to go up to $23.40 a page. My recommendation is to approve the flat rate billing fee. We're gonna go through a rather large zoning ordinance
Yes, good call.
change, so I just think that would be more cost-effective, but it's in council's court to make their decision on if they want to do the per-page rate or go for the flat rate.
I think we need to go for the flat rate, because we're gonna be making a lot of changes.
We have the ordinance grant,
Yeah,
and there will be
do that.
quite a substantial revision, so I think the flat rate is obviously much more advantageous. I don't know anything about this, though, to be frank, so Katie, we're leaning on you for your breakdown here.
My recommendation is the flat rate billing structure. It would be $1,750 this year, and that's effective September 1st of 2024, and then it would be an annual 5% increase.
Will
Make
council
a
get the
motion?
motion in front of you if you so chose?
Make a motion.
Motion by Cosmore to pursue this updated billing structure.
Second.
Second by Wood. Council, any discussion on this item? All right. Katie, please call a roll.
Schumate?
Yes.
Galentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb? Mulner?
Yes.
All right, motion
Thank you.
carried. Thank you, Katie.
My last item is to approve the payment for invoice number 30 from Flat Rock Public Library for the 2023-2024 library use fees in the amount of $9,872.58. City of Gibraltar entered into an agreement with the Flat Rock Public Library in 2018. Gibraltar residents may register for library privileges with the Flat Rock Library at no cost to the resident. However, the Flat Rock Public Library then sends an annual bill to the City of Gibraltar to cover the costs of each Gibraltar borrower per the terms of the attached agreement. So I'd be looking for approval to pay the invoice from Flat Rock Public Library.
I hope all the residents listening know that they have that resource covered by the city of Gibraltar, and clearly it seems like they do, because the amount is increasing.
Right, and that's what I was gonna add. I did talk to Amy. It is slightly over budget for what we have budgeted, but that's due to an increase in borrowers, so it's probably a good problem.
Seems like a
I think it's a
positive.
great problem.
That's awesome.
So we can adjust as needed.
Do a lot of residents actually use the Flat Rock Library?
Yes, this bill is for 218 residents in the 23-24 year.
All right.
Pretty cool. That's awesome. Well, relative to the cost of operating our own library, I think this is quite an efficient way to enable residents to have access while not paying significant amounts. So I have no issue, but council, the motion will be in your court to approve the invoice based on the existing agreement and the use by residents.
Make a motion.
Motion by Cosmore.
Second.
Second by Wood. Council, any discussion on this? All right. Katie, please call roll.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes. Motion carried.
That's all I have tonight.
Katie, sending lots of love to you and the family.
Thank you. Thank you.
Treasurer Fonte, what do you got for us this evening?
Briefly, good evening, everyone. I tasked council this afternoon with an email, and as keeper and custodian of the funds, it has to do with last council meeting where there were concerns brought up by the former mayor on certain activities, and I've addressed that in that correspondence to council, along with other financial issues that I've come across during my short tenure here, and I'd like to get those addressed. They are a multitude of things up to and concerning review of certain policies, and I feel it's a pathway to resolve these issues. I don't know the proper procedure. My ask is in the correspondence. I'll leave that to council on how they want to address that, but I just want to make sure everybody is aware that there is correspondence to them. And I would imagine Katie and Amy, if somebody needs a hard copy made, they'll gladly make it for you. That's about it.
I appreciate you. Thanks for sending that. I know we have a meeting scheduled to assess our attorney's perspective on Friday. Council's included, afforded to 2 council members that have been closest to some of the discussions to date. And then we'll look for guidance and council directive accordingly.
Very good.
This meeting, is this attended just by a group, or everybody can be there?
It's just for quorum considerations, it was 2 council members were included, the ones that had been involved in prior dialogue on that, but I
We
can,
got a new law.
well, exactly, law and concerning interpreting or recommending, so 100% heard, so I just gotta abide by our attorney on what directive he has, so we'll take that as an action, but
So I want council to consider this. I know there's a pending meeting, but in the correspondence, the ask is for a special council meeting, subject to, I would consider privileged information that might have to go into closed session. So I think that's your option, whether 4 people meet to discuss it. I don't know the value of that at this point, since these concerns were aired, in the public forum, the other council meeting. They need to be addressed, along with other things. Time is money. These concerns were back in 2023, and we need to take a hard look at where we want to go with it. So that's up to council on how they want to proceed with this, but the option, if you read the letter, is, solely up to, my recommendation is to meet in special session and have the attorney make the appropriate action if it needs to be under the closed session because of privileged information.
I'll make that motion. We've had this kicking back and forth in between meetings with small groups for several months now, and it doesn't appear that we've had any progress on it. So I'll make the motion that we get together in a closed, or a special session to deal with this once and for all.
do we want a date to land on that proposal?
Did you have something in your
I
recommendation?
didn't. I'm leaving that to council.
Council, do you want to take a look at your calendars? I mean, we have a special meeting, obviously, for a separate topic on the 13th, but let's bring it sooner. What about next week? Or this week? I mean, whatever council so chose. I would say it'd be helpful, Attorney, I don't know if you have any perspective as we're navigating this discussion right now, but what your calendar's looking like as well.
This Friday would work if it's already a scheduled meeting for it.
Got Friday the 30th?
I won't be here. this
You won't
week
be here? Okay. Katie will not
for
be here.
posting purposes.
But we could get the posting up before you, what's,
I'm out for the rest of the week.
okay. Do we have an ability, family first on this one, obviously, so do we have an ability to get a posting up, or do you?
I can write it
You
up.
advise. Vince, you can help with that? Okay, cool. All right, so posting's taken care of. So, council, do you like Friday this week?
Yeah.
For the sake of consistency, that meeting we had discussed was, let's see here, was at noon on Friday. Does council like noon as a time slot, or what does work schedules look like?
Well, Councilman Molnar and Councilman Cox are still working. What time would work
Yeah.
best for them?
Yeah, what do y'all think?
I'll make noon work.
Noon? Does everybody like noon?
It's fine.
Noon, and we can grab some pizza along with it? All right, cool. Let's do noon. City Attorney, does that work for you?
I'll make it work. Yeah.
Is that, all right. So now we have a time and a date, noon, 30th.
30th at noon.
Everybody put it in their calendar. All right. Thank you.
second?
We have a
I'll
motion
second
by
it.
Molnar, a second by Cosmore, I heard. Council, any further discussion? We got a date and a time. Awesome. Katie, please call roll.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Molnar,
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Great. All right, motion carried. We have a meeting on noon, special meeting on the 30th. Vince, you'll take, spearhead the public notice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Treasurer Fonte, was there any further follow-up that we need to do now or handle anything at the special meeting?
Well, let me look at my correspondence here.
Council, did everybody receive this correspondence being referred to?
I'll get with Amy and we'll bring in some information on some of the ancillary items. credit card policy and other policies that we might have. We can get those distributed. And we're going to rely on the people that were involved in some of this reporting to give a presentation, and so that council gets educated on where we're at with this thing. I think that's about it. If there's something I'm missing, we'll send something out to everybody if we have to bring anything else.
All right,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
appreciate it. All right, scheduled, and council, please review that correspondence, and we'll work. Amy, thanks in advance for help and support any information gathering. Any other questions or comments for Treasurer Fonte or Treasurer Fonte, anything else on your end?
No, I'm clear.
All right. Finance Director McEwen? Yes, fresh from vacay. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself.
Got back from Gatlinburg, there was lots of bears. Yeah, I got no report.
All right, well, we're glad you had some time away. Welcome back. Any questions for Finance Director McEwen? All right. Police Chief Tangway?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council, or good evening, I should say. Before you is the Police Department report for August 22nd, 2024. No real changes for the monthly report between July year-to-dates. On the third page, you'll see we added the court costs, which I reported last time for the month of July, showing the city owing $890.23. To update council on a couple different items of news. Dispatch is wrapping up the first month of combined dispatch with the city of Rockwood. Things seem to be going pretty well. We currently have 2 dispatchers working together that we're phasing that out to where we'll have 1 working beginning in the month of September. Seems most everything seems to be going well. If not, we're problem solving any of the issues. For example, last night we lost some connectivity issues. Wasn't on our part. It was a fiber line in Taylor that knocked us offline, but it knocked everybody downriver offline. But we managed through that. Had to go old school, write call numbers down by pencil and paper, and then enter them afterwards. I misspoke here where it says we began to spend funds in the next part for the Byron grant. We're starting to get quotes. I sent an email out today. The Byron grant was received from every department downriver through the DCC for $39,462.62. We had to submit many months ago, our proposals of what we would want to use in technology funds here in the city. It's limited to what's in that email with some flexibility. If, for example, we bid out Panasonic Toughbooks, we have since decided we'd rather go with the Microsoft Surface Pro. The Toughbook is $2,700, the Surface Pro $1,700. So we would be spending less money anyways. I'm looking for council's direction on that. If there, we only have a limited time to spend this money. It's all in that email what we can spend it on. We have one request now to purchase the Surface Pros, but they're requiring a PO. So I'm wondering if council is wanting a directive of the bidding process. Probably doesn't make sense to go out to bid since the bids are already in here and we're approved for the grant, but I'm willing to accept council's direction on this.
Council, any perspective for Chief?
I'm losing my voice. Can't talk.
Normally, I would say we'd like to bid everything out, obviously, and get 3, 4 bids, but in this situation, we're spending grant money. All the bidding was done 2 years ago before the grant went out. We're limited to what we can spend it on. It has to be something for technology. It has to be something for either the police cars or on that list. Anything else would require the grant administrator, who is Ken Mackey from the DCC, Ken Mackey from the DCC, to authorize that. And for example, when this first started, I had put in a data master, was on our list, but we since received a data master from Rockwood. So we plan to spend the money. Our current laptop Surface Pros are 8 years old, had great use out of them in the cars. Sergeant Trush and I got together and we wanted to replace them with those. So, you know, getting 8 years out of a computer nowadays is magical. And the printers in the cars are a little different. They're, I'd call them OG. They're the original printer they've ever had here. So we definitely have to update those, and we're required to use a specific one with the software we run now. So there are some limited things. I have a couple computers we're targeting for dispatch. For example, we have monitors in there. We've got more monitors now, so we need computers with more video cards so they have more display ports. So we can run one computer to run 4 or 5 video displays. You know, a computer like that's probably $2,700 to $3,000 compared to a normal computer at about $1,500. So those are the things we plan on spending. I plan to report all back to council as we spend, but if there's any other thoughts on that, just let me know.
So I guess the question really is there any objections to leveraging the previous bid work under the grant scope for this purchase based on the recommendation? Just so that chief doesn't go and do the work and then have an objection at the end of the road there.
Is there a time that this grant is available for?
Yeah, they backdated it to, if you see in the email, we can spend all the way back to October 2023. So
I think I must be missing the email.
I sent the email out today. I
Yeah,
forwarded it to
yeah, I don't have that. And
It wasn't in the packet, I apologize.
I don't have any of the supporting information in here.
Yeah, I've got it here. Well, I can just hand it over to you if you want to see it.
Chief, what's your deadline, meaning like if we got some of this information for council, would you be able to still take the action on the 9th of September, our next council meeting, or do you need it?
Yeah, you know, well, obviously, one concern is, you know, even though they say this money's there, it's not our money. It's not sitting in our accounts. We don't have it.
Yeah.
So we have to submit documentation that we've used this money. Other departments are already spending it quickly because they don't want to see money disappear from the DCC. Not that it would, but, for example, I know Rockwood's already ordered their in-car camera they have listed here. So, once this money came in, you know, it's been a long wait to get it.
Okay.
I have no problem going through and bringing you 3 bids and saying, hey, this is what we're buying. I just don't want to delay the spending of this since we've already been waiting a couple of years. So, you know, I'll pass this email over to Councilman Molnar if he wants, but it's just what came from the DCC today. It lists all the items that are allowable in the grant. So it's like flock cameras, computers. If there's something on there that says City of Woodhaven, I can implement that. If there's something on there that says flock camera, we could do a flock camera. So it has to be limited to what they applied for in that. Almost referred to like a bond. You have to, if you do a bond for for your city, you have to list what you're going to spend that money in and where you're going to spend it.
So who would it be purchased from? Who's the vendor?
So for the Microsoft Surface Pros, we would go either direct through Microsoft, where we get a great government discount, or CDWG. CDWG was where our IT people always buy their computers from. And, you know, we would buy anything else that was maybe needing with the computers. For example, I think Sergeant Trush ordered today, just to try it, some tablet protectors for our current tablets. And if they work, we would just order through Amazon and get them here as cheap as possible.
So there's no quotes that are part of this?
Well, all the quotes were submitted to them. So we had to submit quotes back then. I can submit the Panasonic quote we submitted and the Data Master quote.
I got it. Okay.
So every department had to submit quotes for the grant proposal,
I got it.
which was, gosh, it was, last summer I got a call that was from Jim Perry. Congratulations, your grant money's here. And then we are here a year later and we're just getting it now. So the red tape slowed us down tremendously.
And it's a guaranteed reimbursement?
Guaranteed reimbursement. Yep. Opportunity to get 39,000 from the DCC, and they've applied for another one already, which is great. They keep applying for technology-type resources.
I don't have any objections.
All right, you got no objections, chief, so I think your guidance is pretty clear. If you go pursue that, we
We need a motion?
will wait updates.
Amy, is that enough for you to do a PO for the one? If we needed to do a PO, what would you like?
It'd just be nice to have a motion, because if I get audited on it, I can.
Refer to this council meeting? Okay.
Motion is in order by council.
I don't exactly know how to word it, but motion to give for the good of the city and without obtaining additional bids for the police chief to use the burn grant as he indicated.
Katie, some help on that?
Yes, please.
I think what he was saying was a motion using historical bid process to use Byron, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yep,
Byron?
it's BYRNE grant.
BYRNE grant monies to spend on computer and printer upgrades according to recommendation.
And to waive the 3-bid.
Is that fair? Did that capture it accurately?
Yeah.
All right.
Need a second, though.
You got that?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion by Valentine, is there a second?
Second.
Ladies first, second by Wood. Any discussion? All right.
What we're doing, we're upgrading the police officer software and equipment in their cars.
Yeah,
That was the first target. All that stuff is old. Yep. And then anything, computers in dispatch, computers in the building would be the next target, and whatever money's left, we would probably, it has to be under technology on that list, so I would come and say, hey, we've got this. I mean, I was counting the money up and was hoping to do a data master for 10,000, which is the breathalyzer machine. But when we combined with Rockwood, we received theirs, so that's using the numbers we thought. For an example, I think Sergeant Trush put together a packet that the in-car computers will be 12 grand. So we still got some money to spend, and station computers will be probably another 3 or 4, so we're gonna have to target something else that will fit off that list. But I'm sure we can do it. In technology.
Awesome, thank you. Back to you, anything else on your end?
Oh, I have a motion on the table.
Oh, sorry, roll.
Cox?
Yes.
Cosmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes,
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
motion carried, thank you, chief.
Lastly, under news is, I just wanted to update the community. I called Captain Steve today. He's supposed to stop by and see the gym, but the gym is wrapping up beautifully if you haven't been in there to see it. We've spent pretty much I think we may have $15 or $20 left. I mentioned to Amy today, and she said maybe get some cleaning supplies to wrap that up, so we'd get rid of all that. If you remember, Captain Steve's raised $17,264. We have bought 5 or 6 really nice pieces of equipment. Officer Sampson, Officer Lezat have taken the time to go in there and paint the walls. They took the old dumbbell rack out and painted that. It looks beautiful. So if you want to stop by and see the gym, please do, and see the work they've done in there. It's amazing. We're going to target maybe some carpet in there in the future or some flooring in the future, but besides that, it looks great, and I appreciate them. Fireman Kendra Johnson also put in a lot of work helping lift a lot of stuff. I know he's not here, but he did a lot of work of his own time, too. And he's a good-sized guy. We appreciate him carrying everything in and out of there. And I believe that's all I have tonight.
As a separate but related note, Captain Steve obviously and the crew were very generous on that gym sponsorship. They also called to donate foul poles for our baseball diamond that they had on hand. So just Captain Steve, if you're listening, tremendous thanks for a lot of generosity towards the city of Gibraltar. And Bill, I think you were in touch with him, if I'm not mistaken on that. Which is a good segue. Is there any questions for Chief Tangway? Chief Kane, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. First, our condolences to Katie and Bob. Bob was a lifelong DPW employee, so we're sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
The fire department activity, there were 20 total calls, 16 were rescues, 1 was an auto aid, there were no mutual aids. I'm very proud, we've been getting 5 or 6 people per call for the longest time now, which is great. It's bringing everybody together. We're working well for the community, so. We have a combined training with Grozeal in September. We also have a combined training with Rockwood and Cornwall Health this Thursday. The doctors and the cardiac team will be here and go over some techniques and pass on some use of their knowledge with us. I had a walkthrough scheduled through Imlek Movers last Thursday. They had to cancel, so we're going through that again. And that concludes the report. I have 2 kids, I have 2 kids starting the EMT class tomorrow. And the third, the MFR, will be starting tomorrow as well, but he doesn't go the same days.
Can I follow up?
Sure, go ahead.
Forgot to mention that Deputy Chief Simon and myself are looking so much forward to attending the final Fermi drill tomorrow. So there will be some phone calls made to and from the station. If you receive a phone call, if the mayor, I've told him already, city administrator, or someone in the fire department, it'll start with, this is a drill, and then we will tell you what we're doing back in the city. So this is done every 2 years. Deputy Chief Simon volunteered to come help tomorrow, and it's great because if you have 2 people sitting there, they're going to put us through the ringer tomorrow to make sure we're prepared to operate under an emergency.
One thing I brought up to Chief Tangway today, I might have something for the museum. Our old siren that's on that pole out there. I don't know if the floor will hold it, but we don't use that siren anymore, so we're gonna look into calling a company and see if they were supposed to take it down back 4 or 5 years ago or not. Because there's no power going to that pole, so that siren doesn't work at all. The DPW, we have, which is sort of funny, I talked to the trash company today. They were supposed to bring all their trash cans Wednesday. They are bringing all their trash cans tomorrow morning. I laughed with them as we were sitting out there talking because Thursday I have the MS4 stormwater inspection of the DPW yard, and I'm gonna have 1,500 trash cans sitting in the yard, so they won't have to look at much, just blue trash cans or whatever color they are. The inspection will be an 8-hour-long inspection. They must really like it to talk about it for 8 hours. But they'll be looking at all the paperwork, the GIS stuff. I'll be with them. Brent from Rains will be with them. So we'll be there the whole day, going over all the paperwork, inspecting our building to make sure we pass for the MS4 permit. And there was for everybody, I mentioned this at City Hall today, there was a front-end load, or not a front-end, a forklift dropped off in front of the DPW today. It wasn't purchased, or the DPW never went out to get it. It was dropped off. It was dropped off for the trash people. So it's not a new piece of equipment for us, don't everybody freak out. But there's gonna be 2 semi-trucks here at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning with all the trash cans. So they need some way to unload them. And they also stated that they will start tomorrow handing out all these trash cans. They have to be in Belleville, I think, the beginning of next week. So they want to get all these done first.
Awesome.
And then I'm coordinating with him with the trash cans about moving the big trash cans out, the front-end load ones that are at our buildings.
Yep.
Where to put them. Their company said that they would pick them up, move the previous haulers out of the way and put theirs behind it, so they can just come dump it and take it.
Yeah, I had some conversation with Paul Rothenberg with Priority today, and I think certainly the recycling, certainly the recycling is gonna be pulled on Thursday with their last poll for that, but he's gonna get in touch with us tomorrow regarding the other cans that we have throughout the city. There's 6 other ones, I believe.
If he wants to, we can put them, I talked to you earlier.
Yeah.
We can put them out in the parking lot if he comes out. I'm just afraid residents are gonna use them.
Yeah,
If we just move them out into the parking lot, so I can put them all in one spot
I'll
for
be
him.
in touch with tomorrow. We can talk further.
And that should be it. And then we have a meeting Friday, right before the council meeting, so.
Yep. Lead lines and other topics. Appreciate that. Any questions for Chief Kane? Thank you for navigating the influx of trash cans. Residents, this is related to our transition from Priority to Stevens. To address a couple things, the cans are brown. Keep me honest, right, Chelsea? And there's a nice summary of information that has obviously been shared publicly. Thanks to Chelsea and team for assembling that. And then each can, when it's arriving, will have a little hanger tag that will have even more information for you as a resident on what this transition means and where you go for any questions or concerns. All right, there's no unfinished business this evening, no new business, no tabled and referred items, so I'd love to open it up to public comment. Any members of public wishing to address council? Just make sure that light's green for us and state your name and address.
Hi, good evening. My name is Dennis Bosmer, 29775 Point Drive. On the library services, I think Dorothy Wood has some information on that, but my understanding is you go to Flat Rock's library and sign up as a resident from Gibraltar, but that gives you rights to use Trenton's and a few other in that district. Is that accurate?
If you look up the library network online, any of the libraries listed, you can go to.
So it's not just Flat Rock. So just sort of clarity for everybody, I thought that was the agreement, which is great, you know, because kids and people in college, university want a quiet space to study. I think it's a great thing. And then secondarily, just for everyone's edification, on the transfer to the new trash removal company, is that going to go to Wednesdays?
Yes.
For pickup time?
New pickup day is Wednesday.
Okay, thanks, that's it. Thank
Although
you.
the first one will be on a Thursday because of Labor Day.
Okay, so it's going to be bumped today for the
It's going to get
holiday.
bumped today.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
I do have a question I want
Yeah,
to
please.
ask. Because we did, I think all of us received the email from Mr. Dix. Is there any update on that?
I'm sorry.
Mr. Dix, about the cement that was left in his yard?
Do you see an email?
I didn't see the email, I'll be
Oh,
honest.
okay.
Sorry.
I'll make sure to forward it to you. Anybody have any, I know there's several people in the email. Anybody have any update to share today?
No,
for
it's down in
Councilman?
Bayview. The company, from what I have understanding, it was a subcontractor for DT. They were actually out here on Bayview, right here by the playground today, later on in the day. So I'm not sure if they went down there and picked it up yet. They haven't? We can pick it up, but
Yeah, so I think, Vince, we can make sure you have that email. I thought it had,
I might have
everybody
missed
on
it.
it, but you might have been.
I know,
left off of it.
the ordinance officer was trying to get a hold of DT to have them pick it up, or maybe they forgot, or the contractor forgot.
For the
But
sake of resolution, DT is obviously, from our understanding, responsible for the drop-off of that, but DPW has offered their support or services if we need it removed. Let's just look into this tomorrow so we can
I'll
get
find
some
out,
resolution.
yeah.
Okay, and I'm sending you the email right now.
Awesome. Any other public comment or, oh, there we go.
Robin Redmer, 30027 Windsor Drive. I just want to really give a great shout out to Dorothy for the goats. I know a lot of people thought it was silly and goofy, but if you saw, she has some great before and after pictures. So if you saw what it looked like before, and we worked really hard Saturday to clean it all up, you could see what you're doing. So it was really nice, and I hope that we have the opportunity to do it again and maybe do something even a little bigger and better. Belleville had a great way of, they bring somebody else in so that they have little goats, baby goats, and the kids can come into the area and pet them. So we would like maybe to incorporate that next year, maybe a couple other things to make it even a little more festive for everybody. We did have a great turnout. Two people that I know personally said they never even knew the Blue Bridge was there. So they were really surprised to see that and all cleaned up. And then also I had a suggestion for the old weed harvester, don't laugh, that it goes in the park after it gets, cleaned up and makes it safe. But Estrel Beach, they have an army tank, and at one time Allen Park had a locomotive in their park. And it was a big draw for the kids, so just a suggestion.
We want to get rid of this thing. Thank you.
Just thank you for all you and the Beautification Commission do more broadly, and agree with every word around Dorothy and the GOAT project.
I loved hearing the kids. I drove by a few times in my golf cart, and there'd be kids up there just giggling.
It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Any other members of public like to address council this evening? All right, well, I just a note brought up a couple times so far, but Katie, we're sending a lot of love to you and the family, and hope that you were able to get away this week and focus on you and the family.
Thank you.
And Vince, thanks for stepping up on the response for the notice requirements.
I got one last thing too, is, even though we have the special meeting, our next council meeting, we've got back to school, so we got to start remembering that the kids are going back to school before, the first Tuesday after Labor Day, so bus stops, bus safety, driving safe. A lot of the lighting should be good this time of year, but let's keep in mind that the kids are going to be moving around a little more than we're used to, especially in the early hours.
Thank you, Chief.
And the radar
At this time, a
sign is
motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion by McNabb. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Cosmore. Katie, please call roll.
Asmore?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Thank you all. Have a great evening.
You can,
But are we gonna get stickers for yard waste? That's all over the place. What are we doing with those cans?